Long before I even dreamed of starting what Yoke in Abundance is today, I was sharing interviews on my blog. This series was called Wise Women Wednesday. Each week, I would interview women who were doing something creative and living from a place of abundance. Eventually, that weekly series turned into live panels and a podcast. And when I began my coaching practice, I began with the belief that all women, really everyone, has deep wisdom within themselves. The problem isn't that we aren't wise, it's just that sometimes our wells get filled up with dirt and it's hard for us to access our own inner wisdom. Then when we hit a crossroads, we find that we'll need new tools to dig out and excavate that well of wisdom that's already there. And that's where I come in, because I believe that those crossroads, those transitions are a call to transformation. And when you answer the call of transition, you are actually answering the call of your own true self, asking you to listen, to take heed of what's already inside of you. You're listening to and answering the call from your highest self that is nudging you into growth. I am Alicia Wilford. I am the founder of Yoke in Abundance. I am a life coach, an author, a podcaster, an artist, and I work with women in transitions. Transitions are a call to transformation. Transitions are your highest self calling you into growth. The very first step that a wise woman takes is finding her inner compass, listening to her inner compass. The inner compass is that still, small voice within that calls to you when it's time to make a pivot or a change. Often it's that nudging that we've been hearing for a while and we've simply been ignoring. When you start to hear this call, the simple act of hearing it and paying attention, knowing, understanding that it's time to make a change, that's your inner compass talking to you. That's the nudging to see a therapist, to work with a coach, to do something different. It's the inner compass is that feeling, that sensation that maybe you're stuck, that feeling that something is off. A client I've worked with in the past, she came to one of my master classes on fear of failure. And in that master class, her inner compass nudged her to the understanding that she had extreme fear of failure, which is at its core perfectionism. She hid behind perfectionism. And when she heard me talking in this master class about perfectionism, that's when her inner compass started talking to her. It started nudging her that there might be something here for her to explore, which she did. Now, that's the inner compass, that tingling, that gut knowing. And it can be hard to distinguish. And often, if fear is involved, if you're afraid of something, it means it's really important. And that's part of your inner compass. So sometimes our inner compass does involve a little bit of fear, and that's okay. But it's learning to hear that still small voice within and work with it. Now, this client that I'm talking about, she actually went on, after working with me and breaking through the blocks and the steps that we went through to uncover that perfectionist tendency. After we went through my program, she went on to fulfill her dream. And her biggest dream was to write a book and be able to show her boys her book. And she went on to do that. And when you listen to that still small voice within, it's going to be the beginning of a longer journey. It's the call to growth. It is that inner guide asking you to get bigger. In this 10-part series that I'm calling Waking Your Inner Wise Woman, we will be going over the 10 steps that I believe are important for waking up your true self, waking up your highest self. And these are the steps that I take all of my clients through, and you can do them too. Stay tuned for next week's step in waking your inner wise woman. I can't wait to go through the next step with you. If you've liked this video, if you find this information valuable, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for being here.